company.
Tonight on Ctv3 News, former cop is murdered in Creek Village, Orange Walk District. Witness claim as much as 21 shots were fired by the shooters, who also injured 3 other individuals. An altercation between 2 brothers lands one of them at the NRH with gunshot wounds. Police investigate the death of a 3-week-old baby from the village of San Esteban. And the Northern Caucus votes for a commission of inquiry to look into current impasse between BSCFA and BSI-ASR. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Monday, January 23rd, 2023.
I am ready. You are getting the new and improved me. This is nice.
I think what really impressed him was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
Bring on the heat!
It's about a relationship that hopefully many people can relate to.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
This is our best chance to find a habitable planet.
You're shooting the bullet. You're catching it.
Arrakis is a death trap.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, choice, and select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Hello, Velma. Do you like solving mysteries?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
That's the mystery. And solve it quick, because I'm in your house.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
Good evening with your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. There was a frenzy of gun violence in Orange Walk on Saturday night where 2 incidents were reported and at least 1 man died. We start off first with the shooting that happened in front of a Chinese store that claimed the life of a former cop and left 3 other persons injured. Elmer Cornejo was at the village today and filed the following report.
38-year-old Eufemio Garcia was fatally shot in front of Jianlu's store in Yo Creek Village on Saturday night, reportedly by 2 unknown men wearing masks. The perpetrators were traveling on motorcycle, and as they sped past the store, they fired a barrage of bullets at a group of 4 men, including Garcia, who were socializing in front of the store. Reports suggest as much as 21 shots were heard. While the bullets claimed the life of Garcia immediately, 28-year-old Brandon Garcia, 24-year-old Alder Valencia, and Pedro Garcia are lucky to be alive tonight as the bullets did not penetrate any main organ. Reports indicate one of the shooters was wearing a long jeans pants, a gray long-sleeve shirt with hoodie jacket, and a black mask to conceal his identity. At a press briefing today, police provided the official details of what the investigation has unraveled so far.
On the 21st January, about 10:30 p.m., police responded to a scene at Lalo's store in Yo Creek Village, where they saw the motionless body of Eufemio Garcia, 38 years, laborer of Yo Creek Village, lying face up in a pool of blood. Initial investigation revealed that Mr. Garcia went to that store along with 3 other men to make a purchase when a lone shooter attacked him and opened fire in his direction mainly. The other persons that were with him got injuries, gunshot-related injuries, but were transported to the Northern Regional Hospital for treatment. It was Brandon Garcia and Alder Valencia. Mr. Eufemio Garcia was pronounced dead by a medical officer at the Northern Regional Hospital at 1:46 a.m.
And while police put the pieces of this new puzzle together, this morning we spoke to one of the gunshot victims, Alder Valencia. When we arrived at his home, his brother was cleaning his gunshot wounds and placing new clean dressing on the area injured. He had been shot on the left hand and right shoulder and was thankful to be alive.
Nosotros todos estábamos en el chino, estábamos tomando una cerveza cuando vimos que pasó una moto. No conocimos a nadie, solo pasaron disparando como locos. No sabemos quién fue y nada, porque ahí estábamos tomando de repente cuando escuchamos los balaceros. Yo agarré y me arrastré, tuve que correr atrás del pick-up para que no me siga tocando los plomazos. Y ahí me quedé agachado, porque comenzamos a escuchar que estaban tiroteando y yo me espanté. No vimos quién era porque todos estaban enmascarados y no conocimos qué clase de psycho, nada, porque solo pasaron duro y se fueron para arriba, y agarraron y no pararon nada, para nada pararon, solo se fueron.
Entonces la motocicleta eran más que uno.
Eran dos muchachos, parece que iban atrás, porque solo eran más que uno, porque eran dos, solo una motocicleta, pero eran dos de ellos creo que iban adentro.
¿Y los dos les dispararon?
No, solo uno. Uno comenzó a disparar nomás.
¿A quién dispararon primero?
A Fem es que dispararon primero al señor que murió. A él fue que balacearon primero. Él cayó primero. Él se cayó primero y después, cuando sentimos los otros del otro uno, yo agarré y comencé a arrastrarme. Cuando me volteé a ver, vi a su tío del señor, ese uno que se estaba quejando en el suelo. Y ya le iban a dar, que está en el hospital ahorita. Y le dieron en su espalda.
Valencia says he was a stone's throw away from home, but by the time he heard the shots, he was already collateral damage.
Las heridas están uno en mi mano y uno en mi brazo. Este de acá. Y tengo el de mi brazo acá. De eso, no. Son dos que tengo. Dos. Acá y acá, de este lado.
¿Has dado tu reporte al policía?
No, todavía no he ido al reporte. Hoy dijeron que iban a venir. No sé qué. Dijeron que van a dar, que venga a dar, que van a dar una explicación para que dé reporte y todo.
¿Nos puedes hablar sobre los que estaban contigo también esa noche? ¿Qué fueron sus heridas? ¿A dónde fueron las heridas?
Ese sí no puedo decirlo porque no vi de dónde estaban, porque los otros los llevaron al hospital y ahí ya no los vimos más. Solo vimos los que plomearon y todo. Y ya no vimos las heridas porque ahí los levantaron, solo los muchachos, el que mataron ahí quedó tirado, no pudimos ver nada. Ya los otros unos se fueron al hospital.
¿El Fem Cruz es familiar de usted?
No, no es familiar, es amigo nomás conocido. Es que el otro estábamos ahí arriba tomando una cerveza y él llegó y yo andaba caminando y me dijo que me va a dar un ride para venir acá, como yo quedo acá al lado del chino, y él dijo que va a bajar hasta acá en el chino. Y él me dio un hitch ride, agarré con él y bajamos allá en el chino y ya estaba, y ahí vamos venía por mi casa y él compró un chips de coma y cuando escuchamos los balazos ellos comenzaron a sonar. Porque el chino ya iba a cerrar, ya era tarde ya, y ya iba a cerrar el chino.
But who would want Garcia dead and why? His father told us that he knew little of his son's personal life. ¿Cómo fue su hijo en vida? ¿Quién es él? ¿Quién fue él como una persona, como hijo?
Pues como cualquier persona. Natural.
¿De qué él trabajaba? ¿De dónde pasaba su tiempo él?
En San Pedro.
¿En San Pedro? Haciendo...
Pues su trabajo, no sé qué exactamente.
Él vivía aquí, pero vivía en San Pedro también. ¿Quién
Sí.
mantenía su casa?
Aquí tenían todo, porque vivieron un tiempecito acá y como ellos trabajan, pues se fueron. Y solo yo vengo a criar el perro.
¿Hijos?
Sí, uno,
¿Un hijo tiene? ¿De qué edad?
como de 2 años.
Ok. ¿Y su esposa?
Está en San Pedro.
Ok. ¿Vivían juntos o tenían una relación ya separada?
Pues ella estaba allá, ahora vino unos días acá para arreglar la casa porque lo van a dar para rentar. De sus vidas no te puedo decir nada, porque yo no sé.
Ok. ¿Y la noche del suceso, qué es lo que realmente había pasado y dónde pasó?
Yo no sé qué es lo que pasó, pero allá por el chino, ahí puede entrevistar al chino, él sabe, más o menos.
Okay. ¿Usted no sabe si el señor Eufemio tenía personas que le seguían aquí en Yo Creek? Porque el año pasado le habían disparado. El poste atrás de usted tiene una marca todavía.
Lo tiene ahí. Pero no sé, yo estoy allá y él está acá. Que no te puedo decir nada.
¿Y en términos de enemigos aquí en Yo Creek, él no tenía o...?
No sé, no sé.
Él no contaba de su
No
vida
contaba de
personal.
su vida, no contaba nada. Él vivía su vida y no nos contaba nada.
Eufemio Garcia is a former police officer turned businessman. He had been targeted before in October of 2022, but no motive was established. In that incident, Garcia had told police that he was at home when he was called out by a male person. As Garcia came out of his residence, shots were fired at him, and he was injured in the lower back. Today, the police press officer was asked whether the incidents could be related.
The motive has not been established, but we cannot say that was gang-related either.
Any suspects at this time?
Well, we are searching for one person that the police believe would be able to assist in this investigation.
Sir, is this the same Euphemio Garcia who was shot to the back in a home intrusion in October of 2022?
Yes, this is that same person. And our investigators believe that the shooter might have been from the previous reported incident. No? So like I said, for us to establish the true motive, then we would know exactly what took place out there.
Police are searching for one man who they believe can assist in this latest homicide. Elmer Cornejo, Ctv3 News.
When we arrived in the village today, police were still in the area combing for evidence. Corozal police are still investigating a traffic accident that claimed the life of one person. The incident occurred at around 6:20 on Friday morning between miles 76 and 77 on the Philip Coulson Highway near the village of Concepcion. At the scene, cops observed the bodies of two male persons on the side of the highway, that of Augusto Acosta, an 80-year-old Belizean laborer of Concepcion Village, and Misael Montejo, a 32-year-old Belizean maintenance worker of San Narciso Village. A few feet away from the individuals was a red and black Lifan motorcycle and a green beach cruiser bicycle. Investigation revealed that Acosta was on his bicycle heading towards the Libertad Junction when he was knocked off his bicycle from behind by Montejo. With both men injured, police have minimal information in this case.
One of the victims, Augusto Acosta, 80-year-old of Concepcion Village, was riding his bicycle in the direction towards the Libertad Junction when he was knocked from behind by Misael Montejo, the maintenance worker. Mr. Augusto Acosta, he succumbed to his injuries while receiving treatment at the Corozal Hospital. And Misael Montejo was transported to medical associates here in Belize City.
Acosta passed away at the Corozal Hospital. As for Montejo, he has been released from the medical associates and is cooperating with police. A second shooting incident was reported in New Creek Village in the Orange Walk district over the weekend. Orange Walk police were called to the Northern Regional Hospital on Saturday, where they found Franklin Blanco admitted at the emergency room with a single gunshot wound to the left leg. When we made checks today, off camera, the Blanco family would confirm that Franklin was involved in an altercation with his older brother that began inside the family home. We are told that the younger Blanco confronted his older brother, 53-year-old Fermin Blanco, We are told that the younger Blanco confronted his older brother, 53-year-old Fermin Blanco, about side talks he had made of his person. Thereafter, the confrontation got heated and continued outside the house. This was when 26-year-old Franklin made advancement towards Fermin with the machete. This forced the older Blanco to withdraw his licensed 9mm Glock pistol from his side, pointed at the younger Blanco, and pulled the trigger. The shot made mark on Franklin Blanco's left leg. He was then transported to the Northern Regional Hospital for treatment, where he is listed in a stable condition. Police confiscated the 9mm gun used in the incident for exhibit. It is not known whether charges have been made against any of the Blanco brothers. A San Esteban mother is tonight mourning the death of her 3-year-old infant. It is unknown if she will be facing any charges after the death of one of her twin daughters, by what reports suggest may have occurred while breastfeeding the baby. Around 4 o'clock this morning, Jorge Rodriguez woke up to find that the infant baby girl was not breathing. Rodriguez then woke up the mother, Victoria Novello, who had fallen asleep while breastfeeding 3-week-old Mila. The young parents rushed baby Mila to the Northern Regional Hospital, where medical personnel attempted to resuscitate her but were unsuccessful. The infant's body is now awaiting a post-mortem examination to determine exact cause of death. Today, we visited the family at their home in San Esteban to better understand what had transpired, but understandably, they declined an interview. Police investigation is ongoing into this incident and are awaiting the results of the post-mortem examination to get directives from the DPP's office in order to proceed with charges, if any. Coming up next, the government launches medium-term development strategy. Stay tuned.
¡Es hoy! ¡Por fin es hoy!
A rodar.
¡Sí, señor!
¡Esto va a estar bueno!
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
Am I missing a tooth?
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited postpaid plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Today, the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment launched the Medium-Term Development Strategy, MTDS. The MTDS 2022 to 2026 outlined 6 strategic goals: land acquirement, health, education, job, housing, and stopping corruption. The MTDS is based on Plan Belize, and according to Prime Minister John Bresenio, the initiative serves as the national source for strategic planning, giving the government a pathway to achieving multidimensional development objectives.
Our first and foremost important task was to develop a plan with these rights at its core. We knew that if we could do these things, then we could build a Belize that works for everyone. We also knew that in fulfilling these goals, we could move Belize towards a more democratic, inclusive, sustainable, and resilient society in which all Belizeans would benefit. After all, we were bold enough to proclaim Todos Ganamos. That plan is now a reality, and its aims and objectives are now laid out for all in the medium-term development strategy. The plan we are rolling out this morning lays out our initiatives and sets a path that every Belizean can see. It lays out a path that shows that yes, our government can listen. Yes, the government can restore confidence in the system. And yes, government can deliver to all layers of society, especially those most vulnerable.
Under the umbrella of the MTDS is 226 projects and programs.
It boldly sets before you our plans to improve and increase the quality of life of all Belizeans. It sets out government's priorities and explains how we continue to realize our initiatives. Let me assure you, every single ministry, through the efforts of our public officers, along with the help of our partners, have made the MTDS and the vision it encapsulates the driving force behind their actions. Also, our remarkable results in such a short span of time should inspire in everyone the confidence that the outcomes and targets detailed in the MTDS are not arbitrary objectives, but national, rational, genuine, and achievable targets. Consequently, we have laid out our plan for the Belizean people, who I am sure will use this as a kind of report card by which to judge our performance. To you, we offer not just our thanks, but more so our commitment to Plan Belize, which sets us all on a path to meaningful human and economic development and towards the transformation of our beloved Belize.
While the medium-term development strategy will speak for itself, the actions of the government so far can be measured highly, says PM Bresenio.
I think that we've been doing way better than most people expected. If I were to ask you journalists in 2020, you would have never expected us to have a 5% unemployment rate. You'd have never expected us to reduce the national debt from 130% to approximately 63%. You have never expected us to be able to get tourism back on its foot so quickly, agriculture, the BPOs, the services, and so there has been a lot. And even with crime, despite the fact that we had this hideous crimes or horrendous crime, whatever you want to discuss it, at the end of the year. And then this weekend, we had another one in Yo Creek. Unfortunately, most of this is drug-related. But it's horrible and it's bad. But the truth is that you see the trend slowly start to come down. The work that Minister Musa has been doing along with his team, while it has been quiet without much fanfare, we're starting to see the benefits or the effort, we're seeing the benefits of their efforts. He has released almost 200 row cops. The crime is going down. We're organizing the police, giving them more equipment, bringing up the technology, the camcorders, the cameras in different hotspots. There's a lot that has been accomplished. Do we have more work to do? Of course we have more work to do. Will there be people that are going to be complaining? Of course they are going to be complaining. So when I hear journalists would be saying, well, people tell us, of course you have some people that will tell you. But the truth of the matter, when you look at the tremendous amount of work that we have done, we are moving this country forward. We have increased the confidence in Belize that we have both local and international investors coming to Belize, and our people are working and this country is moving forward.
The plan includes to have every Belizean covered by NHI by the end of the first term of the Bersani administration. In the new fiscal year, government is expected to roll out NHI in the Orange Walk district, seeing over 269,000 Belizeans registered in the program. The Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association, BSCFA, and Belize Sugar Industries Limited, BSI-ASR, have been unable to reach acceptable terms on a commercial agreement. The issue has been ongoing for some crop seasons now, and only an interim agreement is binding the delivery and grinding of cane between both entities. Concerned about the issue is the People's United Party's Northern Caucus, who met over the weekend here in Orange Walk. With the sugar industry being of the main income earners here in the north, the impasse between the miller and the association was top on the agenda for discussion. The end result, the Northern Caucus is proposing for a commission of inquiry to look into the problem and, among other things, propose a formal regulatory framework and increase efficiency in the industry and trust between the sides, while also providing for dispute resolution. Forming part of that resolution was Prime Minister John Bresenio, who is a member of the caucus and voted in favor of the recommendation.
I'm a part of the Northern Caucus, and I voted in favor of the resolution to saying that these negotiations have gone on for too long, and that we are of concern not only for the cane farmers, but also for BSI, whom they made a substantial investment in Belize, or ASR, and also for Belize, because the sugar industry continues to be among the most important industries in the country. So we believe now, and Commission of Inquiry does not legislate. The Commission Inquiry, what it would do if we go down that road, is basically to bring in experts to look at the entire situation, and then based on what they find after their discussions with all the stakeholders, both the cane farmers, BSI, and government, and everybody, then they would come with a set of recommendations. And then it is for the parties, all three parties, farmers, BSI, and government, to look at those recommendations and see where they can be implemented.
With negotiations out of the way, the process calls for an arbitration, and if that fails, next in line is the Commission of Inquiry. Officially, the two sides have extended negotiations for another year under an interim agreement after mediation by attorney Julianne Ellis Bradley starting in November failed. On Friday last, Belize shipped out its first herd of cattle for 2023 to Mexico, generating more than $200,000 for the industry. While 2022 proved to be good to the industry, the Ministry of Agriculture is seeking to increase the exportation of cattle in 2023.
We have been able to export 160 heads of cattle to Mexico, and this is our first recorded export for the 2023 year. and which is giving us a lot of hopes because we want to export more than what was exported last year. This particular export, it has generated, I would say, a little bit over $230,000 Belize dollars to the subsector, cattle subsector economy. At first, I think we made strides to increase cattle export, and it has been an ongoing process for the past 3 years. And we expect that the 2023 we will surpass the figures of 2022, which was 5,640 animals that were successfully exported to Mexico. So we are aiming at 7,000 to 8,000 animals for the 2023 cattle exports.
Currently, Belize exports its beef to Mexico and Guatemala. While with the latter there is not partial scope agreement yet, Belize has formally exported cattle to the country, says Principal Agriculture Officer and Livestock Director at the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, Bellarmino Esquivel.
It's an ongoing process. I think we have the government's commitment from all line ministry to ensure that we review, actually it's under revision, both the partial scope agreement with Guatemala. And when it comes to cattle, we have exported formally to cattle. We have exported cattle to formally to Guatemala. So we don't have major issues if we want to formally export to Guatemala. With Mexico, it is a continuous process. It is a partial scope agreement that is being developed. And sooner or later, we will be formalizing this partial scope agreement, which will give us leverage and will give us the opportunity to be able to tap into more markets, not only for livestock, but other crops.
In 2022, Belize exported 4,995 heads of cattle to the Socarne Company in Mexico. That totaled approximately 2,997 million pounds, valued at approximately 6.45 million Belize dollars. The Lotteries Committee has received a response from Brad's Gaming Group Limited to a 12-point list of allegations that was presented in a letter that accused the company of breaching the terms of the exclusive government lotteries contract granted to the company in June 2020. In a letter dated December 23, 2022, the chairperson of the Lotteries Committee, Narda Garcia, cautions Brad's Gaming Company Limited, which is the holder of the exclusive license to conduct the government lotteries, that the administration might revoke its license because of what she referred to as possible breaches of contract. In the letter, Garcia, who is also the CEO in the Ministry of Finance, explained that the committee is considering whether BGGL has failed to comply with conditions and regulations of the contract. The letter then goes on to list 12 ways in which Brad's, in its yearly operations, did not meet the terms stipulated in the contract, and it set January 16, 2023 as a deadline for Brad's to submit a response to the points of contention laid out in the 5-page document. And the company has responded to the committee through their lawyer, Dean Barum.
We have the contract that was signed by the previous government. But in that contract, there are certain commitments that the company did. And we found out afterwards, after a consultation, that they were not living up to all the commitments. We wrote to them last year, and then to the end of this year, we wrote again to them saying, well, we believe that you still have not lived up to the commitments that you made in the contract. And so asking them, giving them an opportunity to respond as to why we should not cancel that contract. I think that now their attorney, I think it's a matter of all ironies that the former Prime Minister is going to be defending something like this, that he knows that Belizeans would want this to be able to, for us to be able to benefit more from that. So he has responded, and now the technical team, the attorneys, are looking at it, and whatever recommendation they might give, then we will look at it as a cabinet and make the final decision.
Have you seen the letter he's written? He's threatening that if you revoke Brad's license, they will enact the bilateral investment treaty, because a company, Countach, is registered in the Cayman, making it a British company, and so they will be enacting this treaty if you revoke the Brad's license.
I think the first thing that needs to be asked to the former Prime Minister, how can you give the Belize Bolido to an offshore company? Who are the beneficiaries of that company? That is why, he should be ashamed to say something like that. but he could enact anything that he wants. We are a country and we live by rules of law. And if the company is not living up to the commitments, you could be the King of England that is has ownership on that. It does not matter. You are not living up to the commitments.
With Barrow representing the company, a litigation is expected, and the Briceño administration is preparing for just that, but not without ruling other avenues.
Unlike the previous government, we are being meticulous in what we do. We are not acting out of malice. We are not acting out of spite. We are just looking at the interests of the Belizean people. And we are seeing that there are areas where we believe that they have not complied. But again, we need to wait to see what our legal team is going to advise us.
In June 2020, the exclusive contract was signed between the then Barrow administration and Brad's Gaming Company for a duration of 10 years. A notable exemption from a 12.5% lottery tax was granted to Brad's in that contract. According to PM Briceño, this would have yielded profits of nearly $60 million for the company, but that amount earned by the company, he said, represented a loss of potential revenue that would have been earned by the government had the contract not been signed. Retired BDF soldier Major H. Gilbert Swazo has officially been appointed as the new Ombudsman of Belize. He was to commence his work as the country's ombudsman at the beginning of January 2023, but the last time checks were made, he was not occupying his seat yet, and that is because Parliament needs to vote on his appointment, says Prime Minister John Briceño.
What the CEO and what the CABSEC was mentioned to me, the Ombudsman has to go to the National Assembly for the Assembly to vote on that appointment. We expect to have a meeting on the 3rd of February, so that's when he will officially come on board. But he has already started to work from the beginning of the month in getting himself organized and getting the office going.
And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Tuesday, January 24th here on Ctv3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.